Hello everyone, it's Jonathan here from Set Sail. Welcome to episode 19 of the vlog and the last vlog of 2016. Traditionally at the end of the year we write out a blog post all about the stuff that we did in the year, our highlights, the things we enjoyed, but this year we have a video thing, so we're going to do that in video form. So I'm just going to go through the year month by month, starting with January. So in January we didn't waste much time getting started. We began recording our fourth album, The Eternal Sun, on January the 1st. We started by tracking drums, moving on to bass, piano and guitars, and had a lot of fun in the process. I should mention at this point that the whole album was made possible by our fans who backed our project on Kickstarter and beat our fundraising goal of £9,500 by an extra £1,000. Thank you if you were one of those people. That money from Kickstarter allowed us to spend more time on recording, hire in better gear, get the album manufactured on vinyl, which I should have somewhere. One second. Now this whole project is something that I'm really proud of, both the record itself, the stuff that we recorded as a band, but also getting it produced on vinyl, and as a graphic designer this is the first time I've ever designed vinyl packaging, so I had a lot of fun doing these massive full spread collage things. I don't know if you guys have seen the packaging, but along the top here are like all of the track names with their own logo. That's the Eternal Sun vinyl. Every vinyl comes in its own sleeve, and inside each sleeve, the blue vinyl. Also in January I released an EP called By the Streams, which is 4 songs based on the Psalms, and you can find that on iTunes and Bandcamp and some other places if you look. February. So this year we really wanted to move our Gather events from being just in living rooms to some of the gig venues around Manchester. Our heart for Gather is to take worship into the places that worship doesn't often go, and to share Jesus with people that might not know him. So we started that off in February with our friend Andy Smith in a bar called Dulcimer, and we had a great night of worship there. We also continued recording The Eternal Sun. We went down to Martin Smith's studio and recorded guitars with Johnny Bird, who is an all-round genius when it comes to guitar tone. So we brought our ideas and he brought his vast array of guitar pedals to help give The Eternal Sun that very summery guitar feel. On a sad note though, we also announced in February that our drummer Kalani was moving on from the band. He'd been a huge part of the journey for 3 years, and so it was gutting to see him go, but it was the right thing and we're all still friends. Since then we've been playing with various session drummers throughout the year while we look for a full-time replacement, which by the way, if you're a Christian and a drummer and fancy joining Rivers and Robots, send us an email. In March we spent a lot of time mixing and mastering The Eternal Sun, putting the finishing touches to it, designing the artwork and doing all the behind the scenes work that goes into making an album happen. We also did another Gather event, this time in the Anchor Coffee House with our friends in Room 1 Project, who by the way are awesome and you should definitely check them out. You can find their album in all reputable digital outlets. In April we released our first single from the album, Wait For You. We got to work on all the promotional materials, the videos, we sent the artwork off to print, and we also did another Gather night, this time with Pete McCallan in Creation Cafe. So Pete led worship for us, it was another awesome night, and it was great to just keep that momentum going of having different artists and different venues every month. May was a big month for us. We released our album The Eternal Sun. We also put out a lyric video for Who Is Like Our God, which was full of drone footage filmed by our friend Dylan, and it's also around this time that we started to play live with all the new material. We also had our biggest Gather event ever with our friends in King's Kaleidoscope, who came over and played in Manchester Academy, which is right in the middle of the student area of Manchester, and we had a couple of hundred people packed into this room worshipping God. And straight after that event we also went down to Big Church Day Out, which is one of the biggest UK festivals, and played a set there for the first time, which was awesome. In June we released some more videos. We actually set a target to try and put out a new lyric video for the album every 2 weeks, which by this point we were doing quite well, but we did start to lose momentum later in the year. We're actually still working on those lyric videos now, but they're coming, people, they're coming. So we released videos for Fullness of God and High Priest. That was recorded in Scotland and a bit in the Lake District as well. We got the vinyl back from the printers and were able to send those out and listen to it for the first time on vinyl. We did another Gather event, this time with our friends in The Bright Expression. Again, if you haven't heard those guys, go and check them out. And this is part of the reason we do these Gather events with different artists, is that we're able to give a platform to these UK artists that people in Manchester may not know, you guys may not know, and we're able to introduce people to some new music and new styles of music in worship. And at the end of June, we launched the Set Sail video blog, which you're watching right now. And it started out as a bit of an experiment, but we're still here, and actually if anything I've got more excited about the idea of vlogging and it being a way of sharing what it's like to live as missionaries, but also to make Jesus known through the internet. It's the future now, people. It's the future now. And since we started this channel, I've actually found other Christian YouTube channels too who are doing great stuff to make God known. You should check out That Christian Vlogger, Once Upon a Church, and a whole bunch of other guys. I'll link some of them in the description below. In July, we released a new lyric video for You Know My Name, which we made with paint and oil and swirly patterns. We also shot a video for Home, which we went into the woods with a projector and a generator and projected visuals onto the trees and all of that stuff. We also did our first Rivers and Robots led gather event of the year. We treated it as like an album launch of sorts. August was a crazy month of travelling. It's always one of our busiest months of the year because we have all the festivals on here in the UK. So we played at Creation Fest, David's Tent, Camp Fest in Slovakia, New Wine Festival. It was a pretty hectic time, but we loved it. Then in September, straight off the back of touring, I spent 3 days writing demos for an instrumental album, and then we jumped straight into recording it, tracking the drums, the bass, the guitars, the strings. We took a bit of a different approach with this album in that we only had a rough structure in place and just jumped into recording, and most of the ideas and the creative parts actually happened during recording rather than all beforehand. In October, we went on our first proper UK tour, the Arkyard Sessions, with the guys from Written in Kings and Chariots. That tour was super fun, and we got to tour. It was kind of like doing gather events on the road. We sort of took worship into these club venues in 6 major cities around the UK. Super fun. We also did an interview on Radio 2 with Claire Balding through this crazy turn of events that ended up we were on national radio. We enjoyed playing our songs, talking about Jesus, doing our interview, and that was really cool. We also got to have some cake made by the wife of the chief rabbi of the Commonwealth, which is just a great sentence to say. At the end of the month, we went to Abbey Road Studios to master the instrumental album, and oh, wait there. Look what I got in the post. This is one of the first copies of Still Volume 1, which is going to be coming out in January. Very, very happy with how it sounds, and you can pre-order that on Amazon, on the website, all that kind of stuff. Right. November, we played at Beam Festival in Amsterdam, which was awesome. Our first time playing in Amsterdam, we had a lot of fun. We also announced Still Volume 1 and all the artwork, and we released the music video for Lift Up My Eyes, which has been one of my favourite projects of, like, ever, where we got fans from around the world to write outlines from the song and hold them, and put it all together into this big video. That was awesome! And we recorded the acoustic video with the guys from Chapel as well, and now all of this stuff, of course, you can watch happen in our vlogs that we do on this channel, Set Sail Official. We've got a lot of big plans for next year, and there are going to be some great vlogs coming up, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that red button below, and we'll be sending you guys videos every week, or 2 weeks, or whenever we do videos. I don't really know. So it's now December, it's the end of the year. We've been plotting and scheming, working on loads of ideas for next year, planning some upcoming tours, which we're very excited about. It's been a pretty wild year for us. Nathan figured out that we've played to around 14,000 people this year in person, and we're now getting on average about 400,000 people every month streaming our songs. That just blows my mind that this weird little music project that I started recording here in this room is now reaching around 400,000 people every month through the internet. Crazy, but all of that is just proof that God can take a bunch of ordinary guys that like making songs and making videos and use it for his kingdom. So that's our year. Thank you for watching, and from all of us at Set Sail, we hope you've had a great Christmas, and we hope you have a happy new year, and here's to some more adventures in 2017. Set Sail video blog. Set Sail video blog. It's a video, it's a blog as well. Set Sail.